And action. What's going on, you guys? You are tuned in to another episode of Head Pumpers University with your girl Ish. That is me, HU fam. Welcome. This is episode number 9. We are closing in on number 10. So it's our 9th week, man. And I just like 5 weeks, the fifth week just passed. It feel like time is rolling, yo. It is at the end of April. No, it's the end of May. I need to change that. It is the end of May. We are going into June. Half the year is almost over, y'all. It's crazy. But anyway, today's topic is health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Health is wealth. Wealth is health. And I kid you not, like, half the time when I come up with the topics for the episodes, I have no clue what I want to talk about, and then eventually, like, they slowly begin to piece themselves together. So I'm a personal trainer. I have to do CECs, which are continued education courses, to keep my certification as a personal trainer. And I've been I'm not a nutritionist. I have knowledge to help my clients with nutrition. So a lot of my CECs this go around are based off nutrition. So I was doing a CEC, and the lady was talking about nutrition and nutrition for performance, and how we need to fuel our bodies for our performance, for the goal, for what we're trying to do. And it just kind of ties in together with wealth. You know what I'm saying? And it made the health is wealth. It made health is wealth make more sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're younger and you're not really thinking about certain things on another level, you hear things and you're like, oh yeah, or you have a different understanding of what health is, like what certain statements mean. So health is wealth to me back in the day meant that if you had money, then you were healthy. If you were shooting to be the wealthy had better health, that type of thing. True and not true. You know what I'm saying? You choose to have, anybody can choose to have a healthy lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the opportunity to work toward wealth, but there are like some barriers and obstacles that certain people have to overcome that other people don't. So wealthy people have, okay, so, and then like this is how it tied in so well. And then I was talking with a client, and she brought up the fact that there should be a study on, so we was talking about nutrition, and she mentioned that, you know, when she deprives herself from having something that she really wants, she ends up eating something she doesn't need or doesn't necessarily crave on a regular basis. And she said it should be a study based on, you know, when you deprive yourself of certain, sorry about that, camera fell, that, you know, she was talking about that when you deprive yourself of certain food or certain treats, say, you know, you want to reward yourself when and you want something sweet, when you deprive yourself of that, then you end up going to something, your food choices end up declining. Your choice of food declines. And what I should have said and what I really was thinking about afterward was the fact that we already have, like she said, that it should be a study. We already have the study. We just need, like, the information needs to be presented. It needs to be collected and presented. That's where poverty comes in. I've already seen this firsthand in my life. Like my family, my upbringing has not been the best. You feel me? You know, coming from the gutter, like poverty line and below. You know what I'm saying? Working poor. You know what I'm saying? That's what my family is. You know, working class, working lower class, working poor class, whatever you want to categorize it as. But that poverty line, we are at or below that poverty. Most of my, you know, my upbringing and family are at or below that poverty line. So I see that because we don't have adequate access to certain nutrition, like some of the locations my family live in is still in food deserts. You know what I'm saying? Where they keep getting rid of the grocery stores. They put a grocery store in the neighborhood, and then all of a sudden they tear it down and put a distillery there, or they tear it down and put some type of shopping center there, or something like that. It's nothing where it's adequate food that is offered to people of color or the poor working class, because it's not just people of color. It's a lot of people, just people below the poverty line. So I've seen it firsthand. You hungry, you gonna go get something that isn't adequate, and because it's not fulfilling to you, you're going to crave and want something else, and then you're going to continuously buy stuff that is inadequate because you don't necessarily have, or you don't necessarily feel or understand that you have, or your access is limited to things of foods that could be satisfying, that can be fulfilling to the body, to the point where you don't have to feel like you're out here in survival mode. You're not you know, when you're, you know, a lot of people are in survival mode, who don't have adequate access to certain foods. So yeah, your choice is going to decline. Like, and it's hard not to be in that mind frame. So we already have the information, it just needs to be collected. So yeah, health is wealth. And then, like, you know, when you look at it, health is wealth, wealth is health. You know, kings and queens, they get all this money, they get all these riches, they get all this access, and then all of a sudden sometimes they become too satisfied, and they become lazy, and they're overindulging, and then they get King's disease, so gangrene, or what is it called? But it's called King's disease, but it's also known as something else. Let me see if I can find it. Gout. There we go. Gout. You know what I'm saying? They get gout. You know, they overindulging, eating all this food, all these rich foods, and they end up sick. You know what I'm saying? So, it's that spectrum. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to find that balance. So it's like you gotta stay motivated. Somehow you gotta stay motivated, and you gotta keep going, because once you're at the bottom, right? and you work your way up. You start bringing money in. You start eating a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So you start putting on a little more weight. You know what I'm saying? You start thinking better. You know what I'm saying? You start thinking, because when you're hungry, you're in survival mode. You're not really thinking things through. You out here in survival mode. You trying to get whatever you can get to survive another day, right? So once you start getting money in, you're able to eat a little bit more. You're making better decisions. You're able to think, focus, and be clear-minded. So now you starting to make even more money. You put more and more people on. You start seeing things differently. And then eventually you hit another threshold where you're making more money, but then you start losing motivation, right? And then don't get King's disease. Don't get that gout. Don't get that gout in you. Keep pushing. I remember reading in a book and seeing in I was taking a course for 10X Cardone. One of Cardone's 10X classes, and he said that he does not leave any of his money in his bank account or checking account to keep himself hungry. Like, I don't have access, so I have to go and create more revenue. I have to find another way to make money. Same thing with Robert Kiyosaki. He said the same thing in different wording. Like when him and his wife didn't have any money at all, and they decided not to get jobs but to survive off of their skill sets to make money. And yeah, that's how they stay motivated. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take, and they invest their money. You know, like I keep hearing, invest your income, invest the money that you work for, and then let the money that you get from your investments pay for the things that you want or the things that you need. And that's how you eventually become financially free. And that's the goal for us over here at Tailored Training LLC. I'm going to end this episode right now, so you guys do not get King's disease. If you are starting at the bottom of the spectrum, excuse me. If you are starting at the bottom of the spectrum, keep grinding, keep going. Start exercising, start trying to find ways to make your eating habits or your health habits, your health and wellness habits a little bit better, so you can focus a little bit more and actually have your thinking cap on when you out here making these $1 million decisions. And as always, everything is motivation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I am your girl Ish. You can follow us over on Instagram, where we're most active at Tailored Training. Peace.